Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to do the shading spaces activity. So I've taken a couple different objects from around my house, scissors, I found them on my desk, or you can dig in your pen bag, you can just use your hand, and you want to trace them on your paper like this. Okay, so kind of try to fill up the space. I may do a few more fingers here. Like that. So remember, try some overlapping, okay? And make sure to leave a good amount of positive and negative space. So remember, positive space is this space that makes up the object. Negative space is these spaces in here, okay? All right, so the next thing you're gonna do is fold your paper in half, okay, and then fold it in half again, like this, so it's a little square. Then you'll unfold it. Voila. All right, so in my first square, so number 1, I'm gonna do hatching in the positive space, okay? Number 2, I'm gonna do cross hatching in the negative space. In my third square, I'm gonna do stippling in the negative space. And the last one, I'm going to do scribble or scrumble. Those are same thing, 2 different words, in the positive space. So hatching are little lines. So when you start hatching, first of all, I'm doing it in the positive space, so in the objects, they're gonna be little lines all going in the same direction. And if they're closer together or they start to be layered, the value is going to look darker. So if I have them kind of further apart, they'll start to look like a lighter value. So explore and try different values within the positive spaces that you've made with your objects, okay? So I'll do that for all of these positive spaces, including these little overlap sections. Okay, so in my second square, I'm doing cross hatching in the negative space. So that's gonna be these areas. Cross hatching is like hatching little lines, but then I'm gonna go back over them with other lines in the opposite direction. So you can go about it like this, do several lines at a time, or you can go about it like little X's. It's up to you. Both are cross hatching. So again, remember, if lines start to be farther apart and less layered, then it's going to look like a lighter value. So maybe these get really light. All right, so that's cross hatching. So I'm gonna fill in all my negative spaces with cross hatching. So, and again, remember to try different values, try some darker, try some lighter. Third, I'm gonna do stippling in the negative space. So in these kind of open spaces. Stippling is making little dots. So you can either go about it like this, make little dots on your, with the pressure of your pencil. Like this, or if you want to make these little dots, just drawing them, that's okay too. So remember, the more dots and the closer they are together, it's going to look darker, and the farther apart they are, it's going to look lighter. Like that, so that's stippling. And the last one is scribble or scrumble in the positive space. So when I do this, I'm going to kind of either make these sort of little curvy lines like this, sort of in one area, rather than just like, this is not scribble. Okay, this is the scribble or scrumble that we're going for. I can also make some like little curved, kind of like a little C lines. And this is how you do this. So I might make this a lighter value out here because I've got less of those lines. But here, maybe I'll make it really dark and start to really layer all of that so they look nice and dark. Okay, so that's a little quick intro to those 4 types. So once you finish, it'll kind of end up looking like this. Oh, this is upside down, like this. So we have this really interesting composition and this really interesting piece happening with our 4 different types of shading with positive and negative space. All right, let's try it ourselves now.